The topic that I chose to use for my research study was the effectiveness of homework in elementary and secondary classrooms. Imagine a full day of school, an hour or two of extracurricular activities, 30 minutes of reading, and then suddenly it's time for dinner. Students are tired, grumpy, and overwhelmed at the idea of several hours of reading and math still to come. Students know that they are about to enter a war zone with homework at the heart of the battle. Every school day brings something new, but there is one thing that remains, and that is that parents expect homework. The old saying, practice makes perfect, seems to make sense when it comes to schoolwork, but there's more research now suggesting that that isn't so. The opposing views of homework is that it just is a form of busy work designed to take up students' time without showing a significant benefit. The reason that I chose this topic is because it piqued my interest and the interest of some teachers around me. So I started doing some research and found that there have been many conversations regarding homework over the past few years, but nothing seemed to give me a definite answer as to whether homework was still effective as it originally was intended to be. I also wanted to gain a better understanding on what the students' perspective was for homework. I realized that more students have a lot more responsibilities outside of school and homework, such as caring for other siblings or family members, greater chores, sports practice, music lessons, etc. Learning about the effectiveness of homework from a teacher's standpoint seemed to be a great thing to look into, since there are a lot of teachers that are pro homework and there are teachers that are against homework. Hearing their thoughts and views from experienced teachers would help me to see why some teachers still chose to give homework and others felt that it was a thing of the past. The final reason that I chose homework effectiveness as my topic is because during my initial investigation on this topic, I came across an article that discussed alternatives to giving out homework to students, and this made me want to know if teachers that didn't give out homework had better alternatives that showed growth and gave students more practice as it would if they had homework. The purpose of this study is to determine if homework is effective/necessary for student learning and at which grade level does it work best. There have been many studies done that show both effective and ineffectiveness. The population that I chose for this study that I felt would yield me the best results were students grades 3 through 5 and grades 6 through 8. I also decided to use teachers for this study as well. Using this population would help me to see whether homework is more beneficial for students in middle school, students in elementary school, or that there is no difference between the two. The research questions that I chose to use for this study was, does socioeconomics have any impact on homework effectiveness? Is homework more effective for elementary or secondary students? And can homework given in moderate amounts be more effective in student learning? And my hypothesis for these research questions were that I believe that socioeconomic factors do play a part in the effectiveness of homework. I also predicted that homework would be more beneficial for students at the elementary level over that of the secondary level. And if homework is given to students in moderate amounts, then it would have a greater impact on student learning. The findings that were discovered in my research study seem to follow in the steps of previous research that has been conducted on the topic of homework. The findings are as follows. There were 15 teachers that participated in this study, with teaching experience ranging from first-year teachers to 18 years of experience. The teachers were asked 11 questions, and of those questions, 3 were the most important for helping me in learning and understanding the teacher's views on homework and its effectiveness. The first question was, why do you assign homework? And 12 of the teachers, 80%, responded with for extra practice. One teacher, 6.7%, stated it is to introduce a new skill. One teacher, 6.7%, said to finish work that was not completed in the class. And one teacher, 6.7%, said they do not assign homework. Another question that was asked in the teacher survey was, what strategies do you find effective in getting students to do their homework? The responses were short answer responses, and 6 teachers responded that giving rewards or incentives are good strategies that work for getting students to complete their homework. One teacher stated that expressing to the students the importance of completing homework helps students understand the value. 3 of the teachers agreed that giving out lunch detention works for some of the students. 4 teachers said that open communication with parents about homework helps in the process of students getting homework completed. Then teachers were asked, in your opinion, is homework an important part of the learning process? And some of the responses were, I think that what happens in class and the practice that takes place in the classroom is more important than taking homework home. Another teacher said, yes, for skill practice in math. Another said, yes, because it teaches responsibility and also helps students solidify the things they have learned. And another response stated, in today's culture, kids are so busy helping their parents or being the parent to siblings, giving homework seems to widen the gap. Kids that want to excel read on their own or take on challenge assignments that are optional. The student survey consisted of 208 total participants, 100 elementary students and 108 middle schoolers. They were asked a total of 9 questions, with 3 being very important for my research. When students were asked what they felt was the purpose for homework, 142 students felt that it was for extra practice. 39 students felt that it was because work was not completed in class, and 16 students stated that they did not know why homework was given. When students were asked if they felt that homework hurt their learning, there was an overwhelming response with yes as the number 1 response with 163 students. And when students that said yes were asked how homework hurt their learning, there were many different reasons that the students gave, but majority of the reasons said that homework can hurt their learning because they are confused on what they are to do, and they might do their homework the wrong way. Others said that homework that they get becomes too stressful, and then they don't feel like doing it anymore. A lot of the responses said that by trying to get done their homework at home, they are tired for the next day of school and they don't want to learn. Another question that was asked was, when they have trouble getting homework done, what was the reason? 60 students said that they have activities that they have to go to after school. 39 students reported that they have chores or are babysitting siblings. 28 students said that they just run out of time to do their homework. 26 students said that they need help with homework, but their parents don't understand their homework. 6 students stated that they need help with their homework, but their parents don't have the time to help them with it. 41 students said that they don't understand what they are supposed to do. 73 students stated that they aren't able to concentrate and there are too many distractions at home. And 15 students said that they don't have a quiet place to work at home. This question gave me a lot of insight as to why students aren't able to get homework done at home. Through the research that has been conducted in this study, I can conclude that homework, while it can be helpful in adding to a student's learning, it is not a necessary piece of the learning process. Based on the research questions that were posed, the research would conclude that socioeconomic factors do play a part in the effectiveness of homework for students. The research did not show a greater relationship between effectiveness of homework at the elementary or secondary level. And finally, both teachers and students agree that homework can be effective if given in moderation. 2 of the 3 hypotheses passed. The issue of homework remains academically, intellectually, and socially complex. I think that doing further research to uncover more findings for effectively giving out homework, such as a flipped classroom, would be worth learning more information.